Stop! Don't run! A group of people shouted. The young woman sprinting in front of the crowd was our female lead. Mu shishai, mu sure. Hurry up! Did you not eat? Speed up! Imagine you're catching up. Mu sure said while running. Since the recent film and television industry downturn, I've already transitioned from an A-list actress to a variety show performer. Why do I still have to be so tired? Besides, we've already filmed this 20 times. Can't we take a break? Do you really think I'm made of iron? It's a good thing I usually enjoy outdoor sports. Otherwise, how could I keep this up? What's the big deal about actresses running a few steps in the past? Damn it, you try running 20 times. Easy for you to say. But huff, huff, huff. I feel something's wrong with my body. I really can't run anymore. My body is getting heavier and heavier. Oh no, I can't do this. Move your legs. Ouch, damn it. I can't hold on any longer. Someone help me. Mu Shurshu's vision went black. She fainted on the spot. When she woke up again, she found, shouldn't I be outside? Why am I inside a house? And who is this? A bronze mirror had appeared at some point. Mu Shurshu's blood dripped onto it. When she opened her eyes, a tall tower appeared in front of her. And Mu Shurshur was enveloped by a mysterious power. She unknowingly fainted. At the same time, on another continent, a young woman was shouting, "It's bad. Someone come. Hurry. My sister has fallen into the water." The young woman grabbed a servant and anxiously said, "Hurry and save her." After the servant left, she revealed a sinister look. Mu Shurshur, you'd better not wake up. What should we do? The eldest miss has fallen into the water. Quickly inform the manor. Let father invite a doctor to see elder sister. It's 3rd Mississippi. After a while, Mu Shurshur slowly opened her eyes. Then her eyes widened. She then said, "When did the production team become so extravagant?" Then, startled, "It's that bronze mirror. How did it get here? And was that tall tower that appeared that night a dream?" A young maidservant poked her head in and said, "Eldest miss, you're finally awake." The maidservant was worried to death. Mu Shurshur, however, asked, "Who are you?" "Miss, I'm Chunner." "Miss, how? Don't you recognize Chunner?" "Chunner, where am I?" "Miss, this is the Siong Manor. This is your home, your room." Mu Shurshur was dumbfounded. "Why do my hands feel so small?" Small?" Mu Shurshur quickly got out of bed and looked around. She hurriedly asked Chunner, "Where's the director?" "Where's the director?" Chunner looked confused. "Director? Miss, what's a director?" Chunner doesn't know. "Then where are Director Zhang and the others? What scene are we shooting today?" Mu Shurshur continued to ask. Chunner was still confused. "What scene?" "Miss, you are the esteemed daughter of the Siong Manor. Will there be any scenes?" Now, it was Mu Shurshur's turn to be shocked. Could it be that this really isn't the production set? She continued to ask, "Has that bronze mirror always been here?" Chunner replied, "Yes, yes." Chunner thought to herself, "Although Miss has always been muddle-headed and crazy for over 10 years, after waking up this time, I feel like something is different about her. Before, Miss never called my name. This time she's calling me by name repeatedly. Could it be? Could it be that she's been possessed by an evil spirit?" She quickly said, "Miss, your body is still very weak. You can't run around. What if you catch a cold?" By this time, Mu Shurshur had already walked to the bronze mirror. She touched her mouth and face in surprise and asked, "Who is this person? How could she be so ugly? What is going on? Why has my face become someone else's?" Mu Shurshur caressed her face with her hand and said, "This face looks a bit like the person who appeared in the bronze mirror that day, only much uglier." Then she angrily slammed the table and said, "Why is this happening? This must be some kind of special effect makeup. I'll go wash it off." She then vigorously washed her face, saying as she washed, "It'll be gone after I wash it off. I'll definitely change back." When she walked back to the mirror, she froze. Why is it still the same? Chunna sighed and called out, "Mississippi." Mu Shurshur turned around abruptly and asked pitifully, "Why has my face become so ugly?" Chunna replied, "Miss, you've always been like this." Inwardly, she speculated, could it be that Miss not only fell into the water, but also got water in her brain? Mu Shurshur asked in confusion, "Why do you say always?" Before Mu Shurshur could ask any questions, Chunner brought a cloak and helped her put it on, saying that Madam and the others would be very happy to know she had awakened. Mu Shurshur wondered, puzzled, who this Madam was, but didn't forget to thank Chunner. Just then, a woman dressed in red pushed the door open. Entering, she said with concern, "You're finally awake. Thank goodness." Mu Shurshur stared dumbfounded. What a beautiful girl, she thought. Then, she quietly asked Chunner who she was. Chunner whispered back, "She's second Miss Muruoi." Seeing Mu Shurshur's bewildered expression, Muruoi immediately put on a pitiful look and asked, "Sister, what's wrong? Don't you recognize me?" Mu Shurshur calmly replied, "Oh, Roy, how could I not recognize you?" Inwardly, she thought, "Asterisk, where in the world is this place? I'd better play along for now." Asterisk, seeing Mu Shurshur seemingly all right, Muruoi immediately started to fake cry, saying, "Sister, I was so worried. I'm so glad you're awake. Mu Shishir quickly comforted her, saying, don't cry, sister. Then, her face changed to a smile as she repeated, thank goodness. Sister's lucky star is shining brightly. You're finally awake. Mu Shishir replied, yes, yes. Inwardly, she marveled, wow, that was a quick change of face. Mu Ruai said, knowing that sister is healthy puts my mind at ease. I'll go back now. Sister, you rest well. After she left, Mu Shishir left the room. Seeing the situation outside, she finally realized the enormity of the mystery. This can't be a film set, she thought. Asterisk, it seems I really have become another person. But, damn it, transmigration is one thing. But why did I have to become an ugly monster? Asterisk. I was a beautiful actress in my past life. Behind her, Chunner anxiously said, Miss, will you still wear your mask? Mu Shishir took the mask and looked at it carefully. What a terrifying mask. It was a mask the original owner of this body wore to hide her face. But since she was now the owner of this body, she chose to accept everything. She declared boldly, I don't need a mask. With that, she tossed the mask to Chunner and walked out of the courtyard with Chunner. Everyone they encountered on the way trembled, fearful of offending the eldest Mississippi. When Mu Shishir approached, two maidservants trembled, cold sweat dripping down their faces. The eldest miss, they stammered. Mu Shishir was puzzled. Asterisk, why are they so afraid of me? What's going on? Asterisk, but she still politely said, hello, please rise. Mu Ruai, observing this, whispered, is sister acting a little strange? Chunner, behind Mu Shishir, also whispered, it seems so a little. Mu Ruai then asked Chunner, is sister? Before she could finish, Chunner interrupted her, saying directly, nothing of the sort. As soon as she finished speaking, Mu Ruai's face darkened. She quickly walked towards her own courtyard. Soon, they arrived at Chinua Courtyard. Mu Ruai said, I've arrived. Sister, you should go back now. All right, I'll go back. You rest well. With that, Mu Shishir left with Chunner. Mu Ruai gave them a sweet farewell, saying, take care, sister. After they had gone some distance, Mu Ruai's face turned vicious. Damn it, she seethed. Even that ugly monster's little maid dares to ignore me. I, Mu Ruai, am the second miss of the Xiang family. At this moment, Mu Ruai's little maidservant said, second miss, let's go back. Mu Ruai whipped around and yelled, don't add that word second before miss. The little maidservant stammered, why yes, Mississippi. After parting with Mu Ruai, Mu Shishir unknowingly walked to a courtyard filled with pear blossoms. She couldn't help but exclaim, such beautiful pear blossoms. She didn't notice the person behind her. Just then, the person hidden behind the books cleared their throat and said, sister, you haven't been to my pear blossom courtyard for a long time. What brings you here today? Mu Shishir responded absent-mindedly. Huh? Are you calling me? You call me sister again? Then Mu Ruashi said, sister, you fell into the water here a few days ago. Is her body all right? Mu Shishir was completely oblivious, only focused on admiring the girl's beauty. Asterisk, this girl is so elegant and ethereal. If Mu Ruai is the embodiment of worldly richness, then this sister must be the white moonlight in the sky. Asterisk. Good heavens, how many sisters do I have? She then awkwardly said to Mu Ruashi, Mu Ruashi asked anxiously, sister, don't you recognize me? I'm your third sister, Mu Ruashi. The priest awkwardly scratched his head and said, oh, Ruashi. Mu Ruashi instantly became alert and asked, sister, do you really not remember me? Do you remember falling into the water here? Mu Shishir asked curiously, wait, are you saying I fell into the water? In the deep pool in your courtyard, Mu Ruashi said. Sister did indeed fall into the water in my pool. It's all my fault for not looking after you properly. Please punish me, Mu Ruashi said. Mu Shishir replied, I just woke up. I don't remember a lot of things. She secretly thought, falling into the water? This young miss is too careless. Mu Ruashi said, how could that be? Sister, do you really not remember anything? She seemed to be confirming something, feeling strange herself. Before, she would have definitely demolished my courtyard. But now, there's no reaction. Mu Shishir was secretly distressed. I don't know what's going on. Everything I see is like a dream. It also feels very real. It's like I'm acting in a play, but also like I'm living in it. While Mu Shishir was lost in thought, Chunner said, third miss. The eldest miss has just recovered from serious illness, and her memory isn't as clear as before. You must understand this. After hearing this, Mu Ruashi feigned surprise and said, oh, no wonder sister doesn't recognize me. But even before, sister didn't really acknowledge me, this poor little sister. Then she coughed a few times. Mu Shishir said, sister, your cough sounds terrible. You should take care of yourself. Mu Ruashi looked alarmed and said, thank you for your concern, sister. Inwardly, she thought, what's going on? Can amnesia cause such a drastic personality change? Soon, Chunner draped a cloak over Mu Shishir. and said, "Eldest miss, it's windy here. We should go back." The two then walked towards the courtyard exit. Before leaving, Mu Shirshir asked, "Ruashi, what's the name of your courtyard?" Mu Ruashi proudly replied, "Pear Blossom Courtyard. These pear trees have been here for over 10 years. Sister only comes here when the pear blossoms are in full bloom." Mu Shirshir couldn't help but admire. What a beautiful name. After leaving Pear Blossom Courtyard, Mu Shirshir said to Chunner, "Chunner, I don't remember a lot of things. My two sisters said I fell into the water. Can you tell me what happened?" Chunner then explained to Mu Shirshir, "Miss, you used to be the feared Prime Minister's daughter. Half a year ago, the day after your coming-of-age ceremony, you became different. You acted strangely. Just a few days ago, Miss, you fell into the water in Pear Blossom Courtyard. Although your position in the manor is unmatched, the other two courtyards have ulterior motives. Your mind wasn't very clear before, so it's understandable that you don't remember." Mu Shirshir asked, "Ulterior motives? You mean Ruashi and Ruai?" Chunner replied, "Yes." She continued, "Ruai is concubine Lu's daughter, the second miss of the manor, just a few days younger than you. She's a scheming person. Miss, you must be careful. I remember the day you fell into the water. She didn't appear at all. The most dangerous people in the manor are those from Chinyue Courtyard." Mu Shirshir looked bewildered and asked, "What about Ruashi? Is she dangerous too?" Chunner paused. "While those who are openly ambitious are concerning, those who are quiet and unassuming are the most frightening. What about me?" Mu Shirshir asked. She couldn't help but marvel inwardly. Chunner, seemingly only 17 or 18, already possessed such vigilance and a strong sense of self-preservation. "Chunner, aren't you doing all this to protect me?" She was momentarily speechless. Chunner continued, "Miss, your name is Mu Shirshir. Your father is Xiangya Mufeng, a respected official throughout the Qing dynasty. Your mother, Nangong Yin, is the personal attendant of the queen, Nangong Xuening. Your uncle, Nangongya, is the general who holds the military power. Furthermore, your maternal grandfather, Nangong Du, is the only non-royal to hold the title of Prince Zhan. As a young miss with such a distinguished background, you naturally enjoy a supreme status. You can do as you please." At this moment, two young maidservants said, "Eldest miss, the hot water is ready. Please bathe and change." Mu Shirshir sighed dramatically. "They've certainly laid everything out for me." Now in the bath, Mu Shirshir recalled Chunner's words. It was a lot to take in. She also had no idea how to return to the modern world. Everything was a mess. I'd better focus on the present for now. While she was enjoying her bath, she didn't notice the man behind the screen. Mu Shirshir was happily bathing when she suddenly heard a rustling sound behind her. "Alert!" she asked. "Who's there? Come out." The person behind the screen froze, startling Mu Shirshir. "Come out," she said to the person behind the screen, "that I've seen you." Hearing this, the man slowly emerged. He was covered in sweat, clutching his chest, and seemed to be in great discomfort. Seeing a man emerge from behind the screen, Mu Shirshir was instantly flustered and cried out, "Whoa, who are you?" Just as the man was about to answer, he heard Chunner ask from outside, "Miss, is everything all right?" Mu Shirshir frantically thought, if only I could get Chunner to go away. Just as she was about to answer Chunner, the man quickly covered her mouth and threatened in a low voice, "Don't let anyone find me, or I'll kill you." Mu Shirshir pushed his hand away and said fiercely, "Don't you think those words are ridiculous?" As soon as she finished speaking, a pair of hands clamped around her neck. He threatened, "Don't scream, or don't blame me for being rude. Get your maid to leave," he demanded, showing no concern for Mu Shirshir's life. At this point, to save herself, Mu Shirshir could only hastily agree, asking him to release his grip on her neck so she could send Chunner away. Mu Shirshir coughed violently, then called out towards the door, "Chunner, I'm fine. You could go do something else." Chunner acknowledged and left. Hearing Chunner leave, Mu Shirshir turned to the man and said angrily, "All right, you can go now." Unexpectedly, the man didn't leave. Instead, he scoffed, I can't believe the esteemed Prime Minister's daughter, Jing Run." He seemed about to say she was ugly. Instead, he said, "To be so composed at such a young age. The rumors can't be trusted." Mu Shirshir questioned him, "Do you know a lot about the Prime Minister's manor?" "What rumors? Who are you?" Unbeknownst to him, Mu Shirshir had just celebrated her 25th birthday the previous month. The man didn't answer her questions. He simply said, "I heard the Prime Minister's eldest daughter was plain looking. Seeing you today, it's indeed true." Infuriated, Mu Shirshir retorted, You, I'm plain looking. You're the one with a darkened forehead. You have 10 days left to live." As soon as she finished speaking, the man began to cough violently, startling Mu Shirshir. **I was just complaining. It didn't have to come true so quickly, she thought. The man, gasping for air, collapsed at Mu Shirshi's bathtub. Frightened, she quickly got up and asked, Hey, are you alright? Your lips are purple. It looks like you've been poisoned. There's Snow Lotus in the cabinet. It can cure any poison. I'll get it for you. It's a good thing I looked around the room earlier while no one was here. Otherwise, we'd be in trouble. But you have to turn around first, okay? The man agreed, then threatened again. If you try to trick me, you're dead. Mu Shirshir rolled her eyes. Asterisk, if I wanted to harm you, I would have called for help. Why waste a precious medicinal herb? Asterisk. I'm warning you. Don't turn around and peek. Mu Shirshir hurriedly dressed and quickly retrieved the box containing the Snow Lotus from the cabinet. When the man grew impatient, she hastily told him to turn around and open the box, holding the Snow Lotus out to him. The man looked at it with suspicion. It really is Snow Lotus. How do you have this? Mu Shirshir ignored his question, saying angrily, Just take it and get out of here. The man countered, What if it's poisoned? Mu Shirshir, gritting her teeth, replied, Then you'll just die. She then plucked a petal and put it in her mouth, saying to the man, See, I ate some, as if I'd really try to harm you. Ridiculous. The man then plucked a petal and ate it. Within moments, the poison visibly receded. Mu Shirshir watched in astonishment. It actually works. The now cured man looked revitalized, repeatedly praising the Snow Lotus that I feel so much better. It works so fast. Mu Shirshir, on the other hand, was filled with regret. Asterisk, it really is a miracle cure. My money. Asterisk. Despite her heartache, the kind-hearted Mu Shirshir gave the man another petal and urged him to leave. Unexpectedly, the man still refused to go. He asked, Aren't you afraid I'm your enemy? Mu Shirshir scoffed disdainfully. Ridiculous. What enemies could a little girl like me have? It's you whose enemies I'm not so sure about. The man then moved closer to Mu Shirshir. You're quite interesting. Compared to those beautiful women, you're a breath of fresh air. Though, you don't have to put it so elegantly. Saying this, she pushed the man towards the door. As she pushed, she said, I can see you're perfectly healthy. Get out of here now. If someone sees you, my reputation will be ruined. At this moment, the man pulled Mu Shirshir close and said affectionately, Then perfect, I'll marry you. Mu Shirshir immediately retorted, Marry my foot. Don't even think about it. You don't believe me? Just behave yourself. Stop being a scoundrel. You're so strange. On one hand, you're worried I'll harm you, and on the other, you're flirting with me. Do you think I'm easy to bully? The man immediately replied, I promise you, I will never bully you. Mu Shirshir blushed and said, Fine. After she came to her senses, she said with disgust, So cheesy. He actually likes someone ugly like me. Does this man have some strange fetish? After pondering, she grabbed a weapon and angrily scolded, Stop your nonsense with me. Get out. After hearing this, the man didn't leave. He assured Mu Shirshir once again. However, he was startled by Mu Shirshir, who had put on a terrifying mask. At this moment, Chunner announced from outside, Madam has arrived. Mu Shirshir anxiously hurried the mysterious man away. Before leaving, the man repeatedly assured her that he would return. He told Mu Shirshir to wait for him. Mu Shirshir's face was full of disdain that don't play tricks. We'll never meet again. The man took Mu Shirshir's hand and gave her a jade pendant, saying, We will meet again. Mu Shirshir looked at the jade pendant with delight. The jade pendant felt warm to the touch, its texture smooth and its craftsmanship exquisite. Wait, I can't. When she looked up, he had already disappeared. An announcement sounded. A dignified and elegant woman appeared before her. Mu Shirshir also came out of the room to greet her. She quickly bowed and affectionately called out, Mother. After the greeting, mother and daughter entered the room together. Just as they entered, Nangongyan eagerly grabbed Mu Shirshir, looking her over with concern. She said, My dear, I heard you woke up, so I came to see you. Mu Shirshir politely replied, Thank you for your concern, mother. I'm much better now. Just as the two were about to continue their conversation, they were interrupted by two women outside the door. These two bickering women were Concubine Lu and Concubine Xiao. Concubine Xiao was the first to speak. Elder sister, I heard Shirshir woke up, so I came to see her immediately. She paused, then said proudly, Shirshir, I don't have anything valuable for you, but these blood swallows are top-grade tonics. Eating them will help you recover faster. Concubine Lu, not to be outdone, pushed Concubine Xiao aside and said forcefully, Shirshir, the 1,000-year-old ginseng I'm giving you is much more nourishing than blood swallows. This is a true 1,000-year-old tonic. Your sister's blood swallows are only good for replenishing qi. Seeing the two acting like fighting cocks, Mu Shirshir quickly eased the tension. Thank you. both concubines. Please sit down. As soon as she finished speaking, the two stared at Mu Shirshir, puzzled. This child actually said thank you? Mu Shirshir didn't think much of it and instructed Chunner, bring 2 chairs. Before she could finish, her mother grabbed her arm. Nangong Yan's face showed displeasure. Madam hasn't sat down yet. Everyone knows who should sit and who should stand. Concubine Lu and Concubine Xiao looked embarrassed. They immediately said, Madam is right. How can we concubines dare to sit? Since Shirshir has awakened and we've delivered our gifts, we'll take our leave. They said in unison, we'll be going then. Stop, Nangong Yin scolded. The two immediately stopped in their tracks, not daring to move. Nangong Yin then sat in the main seat and said, since you're here, have some tea before you go. Chunner then brought teacups and invited the 2 concubines to sit and drink tea. It wasn't a request, but a command, leaving no room for refusal. At this moment, everyone in the hall held their breath, waiting for Madam to speak. Concubine Lu, unable to contain herself, was the first to ask, how could you be so careless as to fall into the water at Li Luo Courtyard? She emphasized the words Li Luo Courtyard and turned to look at Concubine Xiao with a schadenfreude smile. Don't you agree, younger sister? Concubine Xiao hurriedly explained to Nangong Yin, elder sister, Ruashi and Shirshir have always had a good relationship. I can guarantee that Shirshir's fall has nothing to do with Ruashi. How could Ruashi, such a kind child, do such a thing? At this moment, Nangong Yin finally spoke. All right, let's put this matter behind us. No one mention it again. Now, if there's nothing else, you may all leave. Your grandfather should be returning from court soon. She turned to her beloved daughter and said, Shirshir, you've just woken up. You need to rest. I understand, mother. Hearing this, the 2 concubines also made their preparations to leave. Nangong Yin didn't linger either. She said to Mu Shirshir, mother's going back now. You need to take good care of yourself. Turning to Chunner, she instructed, Chunner, you must take good care of Mississippi. If anything happens, I will send for you. Chunner softly replied yes. After seeing everyone off, Mu Shirshir returned to her room with Chunner. She couldn't help but sigh. The hierarchy within the Xiang manor was truly strict. Suddenly, a voice called out, Sister, startling Mu Shirshir. It was Mu Ruai who had returned. She said with ill intent, I heard that in Sister's room. You're hiding a man. Mu Ruai insisted that Mu Shirshir was hiding a man in her room and tried to push past Chunner, who was blocking the doorway. Chunner retorted, how could there be a man in here? What nonsense are you talking about? At this, Mu Ruai feigned innocence. Sister, I was being presumptuous. I just heard the manor guard say that a strange man broke into Ling Yun courtyard and disappeared. I was worried about your safety, so I came to see for myself. Then thank you for your concern. Whether there's a man in my room or not, surely I would know best, Mu Shirshir said forcefully. Mu Ruai clearly didn't care about Mu Shirshir's words. She pushed Chunner aside and barged into the room, claiming she was doing it to help her sister. After entering, she went straight to the area behind the screen, as if certain that the person was there. In reality, there was no one there. Now it was Mu Ruai's turn to panic. How could there be no one? Mu Ruai couldn't believe it. Mu Shirshir said coldly from behind her, I told you there wasn't. Unwilling to give up, Mu Ruai suddenly looked down and noticed a pool of blood on the floor. Without a second thought, she hurriedly stepped on it. Chunner finally couldn't stand it anymore and said to Mu Ruai, Second miss, have you caused enough trouble? Mu Ruai clearly disdained the way this lowly maidservant spoke to her and told her to get lost. Chunner continued, My miss spoke, and you completely ignored her. I have no choice but to stop you. Mu Ruai snapped, You're just a lowly slave. How dare you act so presumptuously? Chunner still didn't give her a pleasant look and calmly told her to go back. Mu Shirshir intervened, stopping the escalating tension between the two. Turning to Mu Ruai, she asked with a playful smile, Second sister, you keep mentioning a man. Is this man perhaps a little man? How about I speak to father and find you a husband? As you can see, there's no man here. Seeing that her attempt to stir up trouble had failed, Mu Ruai scurried away, humiliated. Night fell. Concubine Lu was staring at the jewelry in front of her with gleaming eyes. Suddenly, she heard someone yell mother from outside, startling her so much she almost dropped her treasures. Then, Mu Ruai ran in, tears in her eyes. She threw herself into Concubine Lu's arms and sobbed. This distressed Concubine Lu, who quickly asked, What's wrong? Who upset you? Mu Ruai complained, It's that ugly freak and her little servant girl. I wish I could slap them both. It's all because of that ugly freak backing her up. Concubine Lu felt it wasn't a big deal. After all, they'd endured this for so many years. But then Mu Ruai whined, Mother, are you even my real mother? At this moment, Mu Ruai noticed the jewelry. Concubine Lu immediately said in a soothing voice, These are all for you. Isn't Prince, in selecting a concubine, That ugly freak may be the legitimate daughter, but how could the future princess consort be an ugly freak? The princess consort can only be our Ruoi. Mother and daughter indulge in their fantasies of a bright future. Looking at the jewelry, concubine Lu eagerly told Mu Ruoi, "These were sent by your father. He heard that prince and is selecting a concubine, so he specifically sent these to bolster our appearance." Upon hearing that these were sent by her father merely to bolster their appearance, Muruai's face fell. She knocked the jewelry to the floor, declaring that these were just trinkets her father sent to appease them. Even these jewels are dull and lifeless. What chance do I have at becoming the princess consort? Concubine Lu saw things were going south. Wang Liqing scolded her, "Ruoi, you must maintain your image. You're the most beautiful woman in Lingyun Kingdom. Every gesture you make must reflect your superior upbringing. Look at you now. What did you become?" Mu Ruoi remained silent as concubine Lu continued her earnest lecture. "For now, just stay away from that ugly freak. It'll save you the aggravation." Concubine Lu embraced her daughter comfortingly. Suddenly, Mu Ruoi asked, "Mother, don't you think that ugly freak is different somehow?" Concubine Lu thought for a moment and said, "Indeed. Logically, Mu Shishir should have thrown out the stale pastries I sent. Why would she specifically think?" Mu Ruoi then told her about the bloodstains she discovered at Lingyun courtyard. She declared, "The man who broke into the manor must still be hiding in her courtyard." Mu Ruoi's expression turned anxious. Mu Shishir, could she know about pushing him into the water? Before she could finish, concubine Lu hastily interrupted. "Silence, Ruoi. You must learn what to say and what not to say. Your loose tongue will only invite trouble." At this, Mu Ruoi obediently closed her mouth. The scene shifts to Lingyun courtyard. Chun'er asked Mu Shishir, "What's with the bloodstains on the ground?" She said, "I heard the wind howling when I came back. Could a man really have broken in?" Before Mu Shishir could speak, Chun'er continued, "I heard that the man who tried to steal from the manor was wounded by a poisoned arrow. Even if he stumbled into Lingyun courtyard, he wouldn't survive. If people find out a man broke into Mrs. Room, your reputation will be ruined." At that moment, Mu Shishir's mind was preoccupied with the mysterious man's proposal and didn't pay attention to Chun'er's words. Perhaps noticing her mistress's inattention, the little maid moved closer to Mu Shishir and urged her to be careful, especially around second Miss Mu Ruoi. "It's dangerous when I'm not around." This reminded Mu Shishir that you're right. We need more people in Lingyun courtyard. You're working too hard on your own. It would be good to have some help. Chun'er was shocked by these words. "But miss, besides me, there's Dyer to serve you." Mu Shishir looked confused. Dio? She's just been away from the manor for a couple of days. Surely you haven't forgotten her. Mu Shishir simply looked embarrassed but didn't answer. Chun'er, however, didn't seem to notice and returned to the topic of increasing the staff. "Besides, miss, as the future princess consort of Princeton, you deserve a larger retinue." Mu Shishir was taken aback. "What do you mean, princess consort of Princeton?" she asked hurriedly. "Lingyun Kingdom has 3 princes. Prince and is the most outstanding among them. They say the woman who marries him will be the future empress. In terms of status and position, the position of princess consort is undoubtedly yours, Mississippi. These next few days are all auspicious dates. Princeton is likely to send a proposal soon," Chun'er said seriously. Mu Shishir, however, was frightened. She was inwardly distressed and heartbroken. Chun'er mistook her mistress's tears for tears of joy. Early the next morning, Chun'er rushed excitedly into the room and told Mu Shishir, who was eating, that she had been chosen as prince and consort. She urged Mu Shishir to put on her mask and get ready. Still bewildered, Mu Shishir found herself being prepared. Chun'er's enthusiasm contrasted sharply with Mu Shishir's apprehension. Suddenly, the door opened, revealing a mountain of betrothal gifts. Mu Shishir was overwhelmed. Shaoxi explained that Prince and had sent the gifts. A matron, who had been waiting, announced, "I am Matron Lu Yi, sent from Prince N's manor. I am responsible for attending to Mrs. needs after you enter the manor." She then began listing the betrothal gifts: brocade trays, pearls, agate, silk, satin. Before she could finish, Mu Shishir interrupted her and told her to send everything to the kitchen. The sudden appearance of the Demon King mask nearly frightened Matron Lu Yi into unconsciousness. She stammered yes to the kitchen. Alerted by the commotion outside, concubine Lu and Mu Ruoi wondered what was happening. A servant girl in green hurried past, stammering. They're celebrating. They're congratulating the future princess consort of Princeton at Lingyun courtyard. Mu Ruoi's tears fell like they were worthless. "What?" Lu Luo stammered. "I heard the servants say that the wedding won't take place until the eldest miss turns 18. After hearing this, concubine Lu dismissed Lu Luo. Mu Ruoi covered her face in anguish. It's actually that ugly freak in Lingyun courtyard. Why her? Concubine Lu consoled her daughter. We still have 2 years. We still have a chance. Since ancient times, which concubine entering the royal family hasn't been a breathtaking beauty? Does that ugly freak even deserve it? A lot can happen in 2 years. For example, someone could disappear from this world. Hearing the mention of murder, Mu Ruoi immediately protested. Mother, I only wanted to teach her a lesson. I didn't want her dead. She then turned her head away from concubine Lu. Although she agreed verbally, concubine Lu secretly vowed in her heart that only her own daughter was worthy of the title of princess consort. Inside Lingyun courtyard, Mu Shishir, after checking the betrothal gifts, was exhausted. Lying in bed, she complained, I've been busy with this damn betrothal, and now I'm inexplicably engaged. Should I, in place of the original owner, agree to this marriage? The formal engagement ceremony is tomorrow. I'm so worried. At this moment, a young maidservant entered with bird's nest soup. Mu Shishir asked who she was. The young maidservant said she was Dai. She continued to explain, Miss, while you were unconscious, my mother happened to fall ill. I left the manor for a few days. I've served you for several years, miss, but you seem to not recognize me. As she spoke, she gently helped Mu Shishir remove her mask. Mu Shishir said, I can't remember some things after waking up. I don't even remember myself. Before she could finish, Dyer exclaimed, Miss, your face. I've actually become beautiful. Before Mu Shishir could think further, Dyer excitedly threw herself into Mu Shishir's arms, so moved that she began to cry. At this point, Mu Shishir reacted. The things on my face before were real. Why are they gone now? Could it be the snow lotus? Snow lotus can detoxify all poisons. This means my face wasn't inherently ugly, but someone poisoned me. But everyone said my face has been like this since I was little. Then the person who poisoned me from the womb must be someone close to me. If this is true, I need to be careful. After pondering, she turned and instructed Dyer, go get me a few things. Soon, cinnabar, gypsum, and ink shavings were brought over. Dyer asked with a puzzled look, what are these for? Mu Shishir deliberately kept her in suspense, saying, you'll know in a moment. She mixed the 3 items with water, stirred them evenly, and applied the mixture to her face. A magical effect appeared. Dyer asked in confusion, Miss, becoming beautiful is a good thing. Why change back? Mu Shishir earnestly told her, Dyer, if you hadn't witnessed my transformation, I might not have survived if I had gone out tomorrow. Dyer anxiously said, knock on wood. Miss is the eldest miss of Xiang Manor, and you have the Nangong family support. Who would dare to do anything to you? Mu Shishir replied, I don't even know how many people are lurking around me, waiting to harm me. Hearing this, Dyer raised her fist and put her hand on her hip, angrily saying, who dares to harm Miss? Miss is the little devil of Xiang Manor. Realizing her slip of the tongue, she quickly covered her mouth. Mu Shishir didn't mind and told Dyer, there are rumors in the manor that a man entered my room. It's true. I saved him and gave him the snow lotus. I also ate half of the snow lotus. It must have cleansed the remaining toxins in my body. Dyer became more and more shocked as she listened, sadly squatting on the ground, lost in thought. She felt sad that she wasn't by her miss's side when she needed her most. Mu Shishir comforted her. If it weren't for this incident, I wouldn't have woken up. Don't blame yourself. It's so late. Go and rest. Dyer agreed tearfully. As she was leaving, Mu Shishir told her not to tell anyone about this matter, completely unaware of the man hiding outside. After Dyer left, the mysterious man stealthily entered Mu Shishir's room. Hearing the noise, Mu Shishir assumed it was Dyer returning for something and didn't turn around. After a while with no sound, Shishir turned around to look. The sudden appearance of a handsome face startled her. She asked him why he had returned, saying he was injured and should be recuperating. The mysterious man, thinking Shishir was concerned about him, said he was fine. He said he had come back to repay his debt of gratitude. The mysterious man kept talking about repaying his gratitude, while Shishir was extremely annoyed. She warned him that she was the future princess and that he should leave quickly if he didn't want to cause trouble. The mysterious man said, Princein, you met him? How good is your princein that you can reject me like this? He then moved closer to Shishir with a pitiful expression that I'm so pitiful. Can you bear to abandon me? Shishir said somewhat hesitantly, Princein, we're not married yet. Oh, then I still have a chance. Hearing this, Shishir angrily grabbed the man's collar, telling him that she, Mu Shishir, knew her own limitations. You're not really interested in me. You're just after the Xiang family status and want to use me to gain power and wealth. You're quite perceptive for someone so young. How much sincerity is there in Prince in marrying you? The mysterious man asked in return, not angered. Tell me the truth. Perhaps he's marrying me simply because of the king's order. And I, as the eldest legitimate daughter of the Xiong family, am just a pawn in a power struggle. Do you think Princeton and I are the same? Shirshir asked in return, not refuting him. Within the Xiong family, my second sister, Ruoyi, is known as the most beautiful woman in Lingyun Kingdom and has countless suitors. And my third sister, although sickly, is also more beautiful than me. I'm plain looking and have nothing to offer besides my maternal family's connections. You say you have no ulterior motives. Is that even possible? Hearing this, the mysterious man said to Shirshir, I will let you see my sincerity. My true sincerity. Rest well. I'll see you tomorrow. He then vanished. By the time Shirshir reacted, he was already gone. The next morning, Chunner dragged Shirshir out of bed, urging her to practice calligraphy. She suddenly noticed something on the table and asked her mistress what it was. Shirshir quickly hid it, saying she couldn't sleep and had been doodling. Chunner was puzzled. I remember Miss dislikes these things the most. At this moment, 3 people were approaching the door. The old matron at the front said, Eldest Miss, I brought 2 maidservants to help you get ready. The 2 young maidservants were Diane and Dayuan. Soon, Shirshir appeared, dressed in elaborate attire. A wave of whispers followed, with all sorts of unpleasant remarks. With the arrival of Master Xiong, the atmosphere gradually changed. Shirshir looked at her father, but he didn't look at her directly. At this time, the madam and the 3 concubines also arrived. Second concubine, seemingly unwilling to be outdone, spoke to Mu Shirshir before the madam, saying, Shirshir, congratulations. Shirshir replied, Thank you for your concern, second concubine. Chunner whispered to her that it was second mother. Shirshir, however, deliberately called her concubine, simply because she had interrupted her mother. Madame Shuxiang awkwardly explained for her, saying Shirshir must still be recovering from her illness and is overwhelmed by this celebration. Hearing this, the madam immediately reprimanded Shirshir, telling her to mind her manners. Shirshir retorted, Mother, doesn't Shirshir only have one mother? This angered Madame Shuxiang. Concubine Lu then stepped forward to speak up for the madam. Shirshir, you will soon be princess and shouldn't. It's this concubine who spoke out of turn. You still need to understand these basic courtesies. Shirshir immediately retorted, Zheng Fei is the one who should speak. Yet concubine speaks too much. May I ask, is it Shirshir who doesn't understand etiquette, or is it concubine who doesn't understand etiquette? The crowd below began to buzz again. Isn't Mu Shirshir supposed to be simple-minded? How could she respond so eloquently? Could the rumors have been wrong all along? Overhearing this, Shirshir realized, oh, so I'm the infamously ugly one. Have you all broadened your horizons today? Ruoyi and Ruashi arrived late, both congratulating Shirshir. As soon as the 2 appeared, everyone's attention shifted to Ruoyi, eager to witness the beauty of Lingyun Kingdom's most beautiful woman. Then someone noticed that Ruoyi and Shirshir had the same hairstyle and began to criticize Shirshir while praising Ruoyi. Shirshir was curious how they knew her hairstyle and said sarcastically to Ruoyi, Once you enter the palace, it's like the deep sea. You needn't congratulate me. This sentence immediately infuriated Ruoyi. Shirshir, on the other hand, was secretly delighted. To ease the awkward atmosphere, Ruashi took out the gift she had prepared for Shirshir and said that this was the Juyin Dan she had prepared for her elder sister, congratulating her on becoming the future princess. And hearing her mention Juyin Dan, Shirshir asked Ruashi, Third sister, aren't you implying that my appearance almost made Mu Ruashi cry? Seeing this, Shirshir, figuring she might as well accept it, took the gift. As soon as this farce ended, the wooden figure on the other side began to speak pretentiously. After a brief opening speech, it was announced that Shirshir would marry into Prince An's manor. Princeton would personally attend the evening banquet. The young lady's eyes all lit up with excitement, and Mu Ruoyi was no exception. The celebration finally came to an end. On the way back, Chunner quietly asked Shirshir, Miss, your attitude was so firm just now. What will you do if you offend the 2 misses and second madam? Shirshir replied, Now that I've been officially designated as princess, and there are bound to be many who see me as a thorn in their side. Doing this will just make those with ulterior motives behave themselves. This way, they won't dare to act rashly, and I can have some peace. She lost her balance and fell backward. Fortunately, Dayuan reacted quickly and caught her. Shirshir, still shaken, stared fixedly at the water. She asked how deep the lotus pond was. Diane said it was about half a person's height. Half a person's height? That wouldn't drown anyone, would it? So how could I? At that moment, two princes approached. The man in the lead quipped, "The future princess and isn't hiding here plotting against someone, is she?" Shirshir didn't recognize them, so she didn't reply. Dying told her, "This is the second prince, Ning Wang, Lin Yuxuan, and the third prince, Xiaoyao Wang, Lin Zimeng." The third prince then added, "Rumor has it that the eldest miss of the Xiang Manor is quite the little devil. What I saw at the Qiantang gathering just now certainly proved that. She treats her own family with no manners whatsoever. Once she enters Prince Anne's manor, I imagine her antics will be quite something." This made Shirshir so angry she wanted to strangle him. Seeing Shirshir's displeasure, the second prince intervened. Shirshir didn't appreciate it, simply saying, "With my reputation, there are already plenty of rumors about me. Every word I say is spread throughout the city. I'm used to it. As for what Xiaoyao Wang thinks of me, such trivial matters never bother me." This reaction piqued Xiaoyao Wang's interest. Unlike the third prince's arrogance, the second prince was quite polite. Elder brother's choice of consort must have its reasons. "Congratulations, future sister-in-law." Shirshir, however, still bristled, defending her future husband, which infuriated Shirshir. The third prince then taunted Shirshir, saying his elder brother was truly a flower-stuck-in cow. Dumb. Hearing this, Chunner immediately stepped in front of Shirshir, protectively saying, "Your words are too much." Seeing a mere servant girl dare to defy him, the third prince ordered his guard, Chunner, to be slapped. Seeing Chunner about to be hit, Shirshir finally spoke, "Xiaoyao Wang, you were the one who spoke out of turn. This is still the Xiang Manor. And what's more, it's my engagement party. You've been calling me sister-in-law all this time. How can you not give me face? Let's just pretend nothing happened and not ruin everyone's good mood." These words stunned Xiaoyao Wang, leaving him speechless. Ning Wang advised Xiaoyao Wang to show some restraint. Xiaoyao Wang waved his hand dismissively, saying, "For second brother's sake, we're even. But speaking of which, I heard of Imperial Brothers' wedding news in haste and didn't prepare a proper congratulatory gift. So please accept this jade pendant as a gift." Shirshir accepted the jade pendant with a look of surprise. Seeing the jade pendant in Shirshir's hand, Xiaoyao Wang left. Examining the jade pendant, Shirshir suddenly realized something. This jade pendant, how is it exactly the same as that pervert's? Just then, Dayuan anxiously called out to Shirshir. She wanted to tell him the origin of the jade pendant, but Dayan pulled her back, reminding her not to speak carelessly. After all, Ning Wang was still there. On the other side, Ning Wang was speechless, holding a jade pendant identical to Shirshir's. He couldn't understand why his third brother would give the Bee King's jade pendant to Shirshir. Shirshir saw that Ning Wang seemed to have something to say, so she asked him. Ning Wang, still gentle, said it was nothing. Shirshir, holding the heavy jade pendant, wanted to ask Ning Wang to return it to Xiaoyao Wang. Unexpectedly, he refused. His reason for refusal was that this jade pendant was third brother's heartfelt gift. It should be returned by the future princess consort herself. Perhaps the future princess consort doesn't yet know the significance of this jade pendant. Hearing about its significance, Shirshir asked what it meant. Ning Wang said it was nothing, but he thought to himself, "I'd better not get involved in this messy situation." Having thought it through, he quickly excused himself and left. Shirshir was left staring blankly at the jade pendant in her hand. One was given by Xiaoyao Wang, and the other by the pervert. Why were the two exactly the same? At this moment, Dayuan shook her awake, telling her that the jade pendant was a gift from a prince to his future princess consort, and urging her to quickly return it to Xiaoyao Wang. Shirshir was shocked. A prince's jade pendant? Don't tell me that pervert isn't Wang, Ling Yi. In the banquet hall, Ruoyi was dancing gracefully, her beautiful movements captivating everyone. Everyone was immersed in her dance, unable to tear themselves away, including Shirshir. After the dance, Ruoyi politely gave her closing remarks, but Wang was nowhere to be seen. Could it be that my carefully prepared dance was all for nothing? Ruoyi thought, unwilling to accept it. Muxiang greatly enjoyed the surrounding flattery and introduced her second daughter to everyone. The flattery intensified. Ruoyi happily accepted these words, not finding anything amiss. Only Madame Muger noticed Ruashi's condition and asked if she was feeling unwell. Ruashi quickly said, "Second mother, I'm fine. It's just Ruashi's concerns that have disturbed second mother. Ruashi is being impolite." Madame Muger said caringly, "If you're feeling unwell anywhere, you must tell second mother. Second mother will find the best doctor to treat you." Ruashi politely declined, not noticing concubine lose harsh expression. At this moment, a young master from the Shur family stood up and inquired about Ruoyi's marital status. Muxiang's face instantly turned cold. Before Muxiang could refuse, Ruoyi spoke up, saying, Ruoi has no plans to marry yet. I only wish to spend more time with my parents. The implication was that a commoner was not worthy. A toad lusting after a swan's flesh. The young master continued, given Ruoi's status, I suggest you look for another suitable match. Having said that, he bowed and retreated. Mushan also stepped forward in time to smooth things over, rejecting the proposal. As soon as this farce ended, Wang appeared. The moment he stepped into the banquet hall, the entire venue fell silent. Everyone greeted Wang. After exchanging greetings with the crowd, he went straight to Shir. He looked at Shir with a mischievous smile, startling her so much that her hair stood on end. She could only repeatedly stammer, What about me? And Wang asked, without waiting for Shir to reply. He leaned closer and said, have you forgotten? This prince said he would repay you. An ambiguous atmosphere instantly spread between them. Shir thought to herself, this isn't repayment, it's revenge, right? Oh no, I think I also badmouthed Wang. At this moment, Mu Xiang walked over with a smile and invited Wang to take a seat. Behind her, Mu Ruoyi said through gritted teeth, why are Wang and that ugly freak so close? Do I have no chance? By now, Shir had already devised an escape plan. She pretended to feel unwell and excused herself to Mu Xiang. And Wang quietly watched her performance. Just as Shir was about to turn and flee, he grabbed her hand and said with a mischievous smile, I'll take you home. Shir said ingratiatingly, there are bugs. I'll take care of them. It's fine. And Wang said proudly, how can they compare to this prince? Chun'er and the other two maids looked at each other with worried expressions. Sitting in the corner, concubine Lu glared at Shir with a sinister look. What tricks is she up to now? Shir finally escaped the banquet hall, completely oblivious to the person hidden by the rockery. Shir thought, finally rid of that annoying Wang. I came out for some fresh air, but I didn't expect bigger trouble was still to come. She worried if her birthmark makeup was smudged. Suddenly, she remembered Xiaoyao Wang's jade pendant. Dying had probably returned it to him already, but that jade pendant is so significant. What was Xiaoyao Wang's motive for giving it to me? The more she thought about it, the angrier she became. She punched the rockery hard. Suddenly, someone grabbed her wrist and demanded, hey, what's wrong with you? You've been ignoring me, and now you're hitting people. Future sister-in-law, are you taking advantage of me like this without my consent? Shir stammered. Taking what advantage? Taking what advantage? He echoed, waiting for her reaction. Xiaoyao Wang continued to question her. You ran here alone. Are you secretly meeting another man behind my elder brother's back? Furious, Shir pushed him away with her head. What are you doing? Don't you know men and women shouldn't touch? Get away from me, or I'll call for help. However, Xiaoyao Wang's gaze remained fixed on the jade pendant at her waist. He said rather conceitedly, I never thought my future sister-in-law would cherish the jade pendant I gave her so much. Shir immediately retorted, this was given to me by Wang. I already had Dying return yours to your residence. Xiaoyao Wang looked at the jade pendant in Shir's hand and pondered for a moment. He said to Shir, since this is a jade pendant given to you by my elder brother, you, my future sister-in-law, should be showing him respect in the main hall. Why are you here? And looking so disheveled, Shir flung his hand off her wrist. She hadn't realized there were loose stones behind her. Her foot slipped, and she fell into the water again, quite spectacularly. Seeing Shir fall into the water, Xiaoyao Wang exclaimed, oh no, and rushed forward to check on her. By then, it was too late for Shir to call for help. She hadn't expected water only waist deep could drown someone. After struggling for a while, she fainted. Just then, Xiaoyao Wang scooped Shir into his arms. He shook her, exasperated. Are you dead? He looked at Shir's face and was shocked. So your birthmark is fake. No wonder Wang wants to marry you. He muttered. Do you want me to take you to get your injuries treated? Since you're not speaking, I'll take that as a yes. And so, Shir was carried away by the ungentlemanly Xiaoyao Wang. Meanwhile, on the other side of the residence, chaos was also brewing. Ruai fumed. I really don't understand what Wang sees in her. How am I inferior to that ugly freak? After Roy finished venting, concubine Lu consoled her, Roy, to achieve our goal. We must be patient. Since ancient times, heroes have always been drawn to beauties. Do you think Wang truly loves Shir? And Wang is marrying Mu Shir only for the Nangong family's influence. My dear, we'll have plenty of opportunities in the future. You have to take it slow. Let men see what they can't have. That's how you keep them on a string. Ruai replied, Mother, I believe that one day, Wang will notice me. The banquet had ended. Sure was the only one missing from the Xiang manor. Seeing Xiaoxi approach, Madame Mu anxiously asked, was she not in Lingyun courtyard either? The servant ignored Madame Mu and reported directly to the Prime Minister. We did not find the eldest miss at the Lotus Pond. We only found her hairpin. He then presented the hairpin to the Prime Minister. At that moment, Chun'er entered and knelt on the floor, blaming herself for not looking after Shirshir properly. She said that before the banquet, Shirshir had asked her if a waist-deep pond could drown someone. Hearing this, Madame Mu quickly asked Chun'er what exactly happened. Chun'er knelt, not daring to look up. She explained that Dai Ying had been closest to Shirshir at the time. Dai Ying then stepped forward and consoled Nangong Yen, saying, "This is all my fault. The priority now is to contain the news." He then ordered the servants to continue searching the pond. At this point, the insignificant Xiaoxi finally spoke something important. "Prime Minister, there was in Wang's jade pendant in the pond, but we didn't find the eldest Mississippi." The carpenter, also grim-faced, said it seemed the eldest miss was merely missing, and it was highly likely she had been taken away by Princeton. Having said that, Nangong Yen wanted to immediately send someone to Prince An's manor to inquire. Before he could finish, Princeton stepped into the hall, asking what the matter was. Princeton walked into the room with a beaming smile and greeted the Prime Minister. He then stated his purpose, to look for Shirshir. Hearing this, the three of them looked at Prince and in bewilderment. The Prime Minister, the first to react, asked Prince and, "Isn't Shirshir at your Highness's manor?" "Certainly not. What happened to Shirshir?" Princeton asked anxiously. The second madam immediately followed up, saying, "Shirshir is missing. We found her hairpin and your jade pendant in the Lotus Pond." She then handed the jade pendant to Prince and took the jade pendant and examined it, discovering it wasn't his. Instantly enraged, he ignored the three people behind him and turned to leave the Xiang manor. On the way out of the Xiang manor, Prince kept pondering whose jade pendant it was. "Mu Shirshir, why would you have someone else's jade pendant? Do you take me for a fool?" The bright, sunny weather was a stark contrast to Prince An's mood. Rushing out in anger, Prince bumped into Ruai. She softly asked him where he was going in such a hurry. Prince turned his head, glanced at her, and called out Ruai. Ruai then composed herself and asked softly, "Your Highness, you seem troubled. If Ruai can be of any assistance, I am willing to help alleviate your burden." Prince gave her a meaningful look and sighed deeply, saying, "Indeed, I am troubled. Mu Shirshir is missing." Hearing this, Ruai put on an appearance of deep sisterly affection and anxiously asked, "Sister is missing?" She then began to cough violently. Prince offered a few perfunctory words of concern. Stopping herself from coughing, Ruai then asked what Prince required of her. Prince took out the jade pendant he had received from the Prime Minister and asked Ruai, "Do you know whose jade pendant this is?" Ruai replied earnestly, "Isn't this jade pendant yours, Your Highness?" Prince immediately denied it. Ruai then said, "I heard the servants whispering that Prince Xiaoyao once gave sister a jade pendant, but it's just gossip. I don't know if it's true." Before she could finish, Prince excused himself and quickly left, leaving behind a disgruntled Ruai. Inside Xiaoyao Manor, Shirshir was still immersed in the nightmare of falling into the water. Opening her eyes, she was startled. She tried to turn over, but unexpectedly rolled onto the floor. Hearing a thud, Shirshir was fully awake. However, seeing Prince Xiaoyao lying on the bed, Shirshir froze completely. The word pervert echoed throughout Xiaoyao Manor. Prince Xiaoyao sat up in bed, scratched his ear, and asked, "Who's a pervert? What could I possibly do to you? Besides, I saved you last night. You're so ungrateful. I saved you for nothing." Hearing about falling into the water, Shirshir felt both embarrassed and annoyed. Thinking it was all in the past, she wanted to drop the subject. Suddenly, she remembered that her jade pendant seemed to be missing. She hurriedly asked Prince Xiaoyao, "Where's my jade pendant?" Growing increasingly anxious, she grabbed his collar and demanded, "Where did you hide it?" Prince Xiaoyao responded nonchalantly, "Maybe you lost it." Shirshir was so angry she wanted to hit him. Tightening her grip on Prince Xiaoyao's collar, she said sternly, "Give me back my jade pendant. It's very important." Hearing the commotion coming from inside the room, Ingwe, who was guarding the door, rushed in without waiting for orders. He entered and asked, "Master, who's in here?" However, seeing the position the two were in, he conjured up an inappropriate image. Unaware of what had actually transpired, Ingwe was completely stunned. Before Ingwe could delve deeper into his fantasy, Prince Xiaoyao interrupted him. While explaining, he playfully shoved Shi, who stumbled. The eldest miss of the Xiong Manor fell into the water last night. I saved her. Take her back to the Xiong Manor. Ingwa looked at the woman in front of him, puzzled. The eldest miss of the Xiong Manor? Rumor has it that the eldest miss is ugly, but this lady is so beautiful. This must be the second Mississippi. Sensing Ingyue's confusion, Prince Xiaoyao explained, if it weren't for her falling into the water, I wouldn't have known the true face of the eldest miss of the Xiong Manor. Prince Xiaoyao continued to instruct Ingwe, go and change her into clean clothes. Quietly send her back to the Xiong Manor. Don't alert anyone. Ingwe quickly agreed. Just as he was about to take Shi away, a servant announced Prince An's arrival. He hurriedly covered Shi's mouth. Shi, don't make a sound. In the blink of an eye, the two of them hid in a wardrobe. Ingwe gestured to Shi to remain silent. They had just hidden themselves when Prince An kicked the door open. Prince Xiaoyao resumed his usual nonchalant demeanor. He asked Prince An where he had offended him. A maid came forward to apologize for not stopping Prince An inside the wardrobe. Shi was grateful for Ingwe's quick thinking, which had saved her from being seen by Prince An. Prince An wasted no time and took out a jade pendant, demanding an explanation from Prince Xiaoyao. Prince Xiaoyao feigned surprise, asking how his jade pendant ended up with Prince An. Prince An could only fume inwardly. He grabbed Prince Xiaoyao by the collar and demanded, tell me the truth. The princess consort is your princess consort. Why are you asking me? Who is older brother? Someone from the Purple Guard overheard Prince An mention older brother. Lin Yunmao, don't change the subject. Your jade pendant and Shi's painting set were both found by the pond. Her whereabouts are quite clear now. Prince Xiaoyao put on an innocent expression. Why so aggressive? I heard the eldest daughter of the Xiong family is quite the beauty. She could ward off evil just by standing at the door. This third brother doesn't understand. My Xiaoyao manor. Why would I need that door god to ward off evil? The person being referred to as a door god was currently gnashing her teeth, plotting revenge. Prince An sternly reminded Prince Xiaoyao. You know the significance of the jade pendant. How could you give it to Shi? You can like other women, but Mu Shi is absolutely off limits. Prince Xiaoyao, looking disgruntled, could only sarcastically taunt Prince An. It's just a jade pendant. Does it warrant such a reaction from my elder brother? What you're after is probably more than just Mu Shi, isn't it? At that moment, a young maidservant arrived with a message for Prince An. She appeared to be a maid from the princess consort's residence. It seems the jade pendant meant for Prince Xiaoyao was mistakenly sent to you. This servant also thought it was Prince Xiaoyao's jade pendant and didn't question it. Prince Xiaoyao quickly followed up on the maid's words. Elder brother, you've truly wronged me. He then took the jade pendant back, explaining to Prince An that he had played a joke on the princess consort and hadn't expected such an unpleasant misunderstanding. Hearing this, Prince An said, since it was a mistake, then the jade pendant sent to Xiaoyao Manor should be returned to me. Prince Xiaoyao instructed the maidservant to check the storeroom for Prince An's jade pendant. The young maidservant, with tears in her eyes, said that she checked the inventory every day, and there was no such jade pendant. Prince Xiaoyao said coldly, you said the jade pendant was sent to the manor. How is it gone now? The maidservant whispered, perhaps it was stolen a few days ago when thieves broke in. Seeing the maidservant's distress, Prince An intervened on her behalf. He warned Prince Xiaoyao, there are boundaries. Stay away from Mu Shi. With that, Prince Xiaoyao immediately had someone escort Prince An out of the manor. After nightfall, Ingwe took Shi, leaping from rooftop to rooftop. Just as Shi was about to give out, they finally arrived at the Xiong Manor. Unaware of Shi's exhaustion, Ingwe said, there shouldn't be anyone in Lin Yun courtyard now. Go in quickly. My master's task is complete. I apologize for any offense I may have caused. Shi ignored him, preoccupied with the whereabouts of Prince An's jade pendant. Ingwe teased her. Even now, the eldest miss is still worried about Prince An's jade pendant. How adorable. Shi realized she was being teased. Before she could respond, Ingwe returned Prince An's jade pendant to her. He told her to keep it safe and then flew away. Holding the jade pendant, Shi walked back to Lin Yun courtyard alone. She noticed the area was deserted. She called out for Chunner and Dyer, but no one answered. Then she heard a rustling sound. A voice not far away said, even if it's as your concubine, I'm willing. As long as I can stay by your side, even for a moment, I'll be content. This cold Xiang manor is like a prison. Every moment here is torture for me. The concubines' secret battles, the madam's struggle for reputation, harmony on the surface, but secretly fighting so intensely it fascinates me. Take me away with you. Even if I don't have any fancy titles, I'm willing to stay by your side and serve you. At this moment, the man spoke. You are this prince's woman. This prince promised you that I would never let you down in this life. Muruwashi was deeply moved. The man continued, when this prince achieves great things, I will surely give you a grand wedding. Believe this prince, I will only love you in this life. Sure felt the man's voice was somewhat familiar, like one of the three princes, but their voices were all quite similar. At this time, the two of them were still talking back and forth. They chatted nonstop. Sure was also guessing which prince this was. Hearing their conversation, Sure couldn't help but sigh. This is true love. Suddenly, a sharp pain shot through her heart. Sure clutched her chest, wondering what was happening. Is it because of some illness I had before? Or was it the vague glimpse of the palace just now that scared me into a heart attack? I keep fainting. What kind of tragic script am I living? Maybe I can go home when I wake up. Thinking of this, Sure resignedly closed her eyes, about to faint. Before losing consciousness, she comforted herself, saying, Good. I hope this is all a dream. Having not found Sure all day, Dyer was so anxious she was in tears. Her foot suddenly tripped over something unknown. Dyer's soul nearly left her body. When she came to her senses, she saw her young mistress lying on the ground. The next morning, Chinner went to report to Master Xiang that the eldest miss had been found. Master Xiang and second madam looked at each other in disbelief. Then they said, That's wonderful. Where is she? Chinner replied, When I found Miss, she had fainted. She hasn't woken up yet. The madam is by her bedside. He then added, The eldest miss has become exceptionally beautiful. Upon hearing this, Master Xiang wanted to see Sure. However, Do Shuxiang didn't want to see Nan Gongyan, so he didn't go. Master Xiang could only console himself that as long as Sure was back, it was good. From a moment he saw Chunner, Master Xiang's gaze never left her. He asked Chunner how old she was. Chunner stammered 18. After hearing this, he reached out and lifted Chunner's face, studying it carefully. He said, I haven't looked closely before. I didn't expect you to blossom into such a beauty so quickly. This scene infuriated Do Shuxiang. She quickly asked Master Xiang if he didn't have official business to attend to, saying she wanted to speak with Chunner privately. Master Xiang then left, displeased. After Master Xiang left, Do Shuxiang warned Chunner not to be alone with him again. Chunner was about to explain, but second madam interrupted her, telling her to keep a close watch on Lingyun Courtyard. Report any activity to me immediately. As she spoke, she slipped Chunner a piece of jade. Looking at the tangible object in her hand, Chunner agreed. Inside Lingyun Courtyard, Nan Gongyan looked at Sure lying on the bed and whispered, Sure, wake up. Don't worry your mother. As long as you are safe, mother is willing to do anything. Dyer, standing beside them, said, Eldest Miss accidentally ingested snow lotus. Only then did we discover that the blemishes on her face have disappeared. This is clearly a sign of poisoning. Poisoned? Who could have done it? Nan Gongyan's first thought was second madam. Do Shuxiang looked at Nan Gongyan, lost in thought. Dyer didn't want to disturb him, so she left the room. She happened to run into Chinner and called out to him from behind. Chinner hurriedly removed the bracelet from his wrist and hid it. Dyer looked behind Chunner, but didn't see Master Xiang. Chunner explained, Second madam is there, so? Dyer lamented, Is that so? Poor Mississippi. As they spoke, they saw Prince In and Prince Xiaoyao approaching Lingyun Courtyard, one after the other. Prince Xiaoyao greeted Prince In. What a coincidence, elder brother. Prince In simply told him to get lost. Chinner said to Dyer, This will be interesting to watch. He then pulled the bewildered Dyer away to report back. Prince In looked east at Prince Xiaoyao, who was casually crossing his legs, and west at Prince In, who was tapping his chair. The two of them sat facing each other. The atmosphere instantly froze. Prince Xiaoyao spoke first, inquiring about Sure's condition and stating his reason for coming. Nan Gongyan asked with a surprised face, How did Prince Xiaoyao hear about this? Prince Xiaoyao then proudly declared, There's nothing in the Lingyun kingdom that this prince doesn't know. Prince In gave him a disdainful look, clearly competitive. He then asked Madam, So what actually happened? Madam replied worriedly, Fortunately, last night, Dyer happened to find her behind the rockery. Otherwise, with her already frail constitution, exposed to the cold wind all night, the chill entering her body. I'm afraid, Prince In comforted Madam, saying it'll be all right. However, he was secretly wondering why Sure was at the foot of the mountain. Before he had a chance to react, Prince Xiaoyao called for someone. The attendant arrived bearing a gift, a precious Tianshan snow lotus. Prince Xiaoyao said, "This is a small token from this prince. I hope it will help the eldest miss recover quickly." Madam hurriedly responded, "Prince Xiaoyao, this gift is far too precious." Princeton observed silently, thinking, last time father was gravely ill, I didn't see him offer this. Why is he giving it away so easily? What's their relationship? Before Nangong, Yin could refuse. Prince Xiaoyao said, "Madam, you don't understand. Although this snow lotus is precious, it's of no use to this prince. I feel a kinship with the eldest Mississippi. Seeing her suffering is a pity. Knowing the snow lotus has beauty-enhancing and detoxifying properties, I brought it. I have no other intentions, only a desire to see a friend free from the torment of toxins." He then feigned a look of deep concern. After hearing Prince Xiaoyao's words, Nangong Yin suspected he knew about Shirshir's poisoning. A violent cough came from Shirshir's bedroom. All three turned towards it. Nangong Yin quickly stopped the two, saying, "Please wait here. I'll go check on her." The other two were left staring at each other. Princeton said, "Third brother, didn't I warn you to stay away from his prince's wife? Your concern seems a bit excessive now." Prince Xiaoyao lazily replied, "Elder brother, didn't I also tell you? Even if you marry the eldest miss in the future, what does that have to do with my friendship with her?" Upon hearing the word friendship, Princeton let out a cold laugh. "Lin Zeming, don't test my limits. My patience is limited. Are you threatening me? Third brother, you should know that Mu Shirshir is now this prince's wife." He then started to rise, intending to check on Shirshir. As he walked, he added, "Don't you think you're being a bit presumptuous?" Presumptuous? Before Princeton could enter, he was stopped by Dyer. "Mrs. Changing. It's not convenient for you to go in." Watching Princeton being denied entry, just like himself, Prince Xiaoyao mercilessly mocked him from behind. Fuming, Princeton stormed towards the door. Unexpectedly, he bumped into Mu Ruashi, who was just about to visit Shirshir. Ruashi respectfully greeted Princeton. At this moment, Prince Xiaoyao peered out to see who it was. "Oh, fancy meeting third Miss Mu." A smile that could launch 1,000 ships. "This prince adores such beauty. Perhaps I should ask father to arrange a marriage for us one day." Both of their faces registered shock. "Marriage?" Prince Xiaoyao continued. "What? Unwilling? Am I not worthy of third miss? Or is third miss not worthy of Prince Xiaoyao?" "Oh, is that so?" The two bickered back and forth, completely ignoring the scowling Princeton. Princeton shoved Prince Xiaoyao's head aside, saying, "Could you, as a prince, please refrain from acting like a hooligan?" Prince Xiaoyao retorted, "You're a hypocrite. You have no right to say that to me." Their little drama had just ended. When Shirshir emerged from her room, "It's quite lively," Shirshir remarked. Everyone stared at Shirshir in astonishment, especially Prince In and Mu Ruashi. Prince Xiaoyao then said, "Unexpectedly, the eldest miss has emerged even more beautiful after this ordeal. It seems my snow lotus wasn't wasted on such a beauty." Looking at the snow lotus, Shirshir seemed hesitant. Prince Xiaoyao quickly came to her rescue, saying, "I know what you truly desire. Unlike some people who come empty-handed." After Prince Xiaoyao finished, Mu Ruashi quickly asked, "Sister Shirshir, what is it?" Shirshir replied, "Third sister, do you remember the Juyin pill you gifted me at the Fun Face celebration? After taking it, I found it to be truly effective. Thank you, third sister." Hearing this, Prince Xiaoyao slammed the table and exclaimed, "Third miss, I never knew you were so kind-hearted. This prince is even more smitten. I can't wait to ask father for your hand in marriage." Mu Ruashi wanted to refuse, but Prince Xiaoyao gave her no chance. "Tell him not to worry. Since we're talking about the eldest brother being engaged to the eldest miss, wouldn't our marriage be a further strengthening of the family ties? This prince says these are two separate matters." Prince Xiaoyao ignored Prince In and turned to Nangong Yin, saying, "Madam, this prince still has matters to attend to." Nangong Yin, who hadn't reacted yet, replied, "Oh." After finishing speaking with the master of the house, Prince Xiaoyao took his leave. Prince In, who remained behind, urged him to leave quickly. Watching Prince Xiaoyao's departing figure, Shirshir felt baffled. After Prince Xiaoyao left, Mu Ruashi coughed twice. She said that she had originally just intended to visit her sister, but unexpectedly, Prince Xiaoyao teased her. Prince was also standing by, listening. Shirshir couldn't figure out what Prince Xiaoyao's intentions were. Seeing her daughter in a daze, Nangong Yin reminded Shirshir, "Shirshir, look, Princeton has returned from his patrol and came to see you immediately." Princeton said, "There's no need to wait any longer. Please sit." Chunner looked at him. Princeton said, "This prince doesn't wish to overstay and disturb Shirshir. This prince is relieved to know you are well." As for the jade pendant, Shirshir had been wearing the jade pendant all along. After saying this, she smiled at Princeton. This smile captivated him. He found her beautiful no matter how he looked at her. To hide his embarrassment, Prince N quickly changed the subject, saying, "Seeing you safe and sound. This prince is at ease." Then he remembered that Shur had disappeared the night of the celebration. So he asked, "Where did you go that night?" Shur said she had forgotten. On the 17th, I went to the back garden. The back garden of Lin Yun courtyard. Muruashi anxiously said, "Sister, how could you have gone there? When Lu Shan's people went to look for you, they didn't see you at Jia's place either." Shur's expression immediately changed. She questioned Muruashi, "So, third sister wasn't there either?" Muruashi quickly explained, "Sister, the back garden of Linyan courtyard is only separated from Lilua courtyard by a wall, but I don't go there unless I have to." Shur asked suspiciously, "So you only go there when you have something to do?" Muruashi was about to explain, when Prince interrupted her, asking Shur, "What are you trying to say?" Shur waved her hand dismissively and said, "It's just that third sister's Lilua courtyard is only separated from my Linyan courtyard by a wall, yet third sister rarely comes to visit me." Muruashi was speechless. The drama came to an end with the arrival of Prince Ning. As soon as Prince Ning entered, he noticed the change in Shur's appearance. Shur simply said it was thanks to Muruashi's Juyin pill. After hearing this, Prince Ning teased Prince N, "Elder brother, I didn't expect our future sister-in-law to be so beautiful after this incident. No wonder elder brother chose her as his future princess consort. She already possesses the demeanor of a future empress." Shur said, "Prince Ning, please don't tease me." Prince Ning retorted, "How is this teasing? This prince is only speaking the truth." Unexpectedly, the three daughters of the Prime Minister's manor are each uniquely beautiful. "Madam, this prince still has some matters to discuss with the Prime Minister, so I won't disturb you any longer." As he was leaving, he gave Muruashi a look. Shur mistakenly thought Prince Ning and Muruashi were having an affair. When Muruashi bid farewell to Shur hurriedly urged her to leave. She herself was smiling dreamily, completely oblivious to the fact that Muruashi had become more beautiful. After Muruashi left, Prince N took the opportunity to invite Shur out for a private conversation. Inside the back garden of Lin Yun courtyard, Prince N asked Shur directly, "How did your face heal? How many secrets do you have that I don't know about?" Shur looked at Prince N and said, "I should thank you." Prince N expressed his confusion. Shur continued, "If it weren't for your sudden intrusion, I wouldn't have rashly eaten half of the snow lotus petal. Otherwise, I wouldn't have discovered how much poison has been accumulating in my body all these years." "Poison?" Prince N's expression instantly became grave. Shur smiled and said, "It's actually nothing." Unexpectedly, Prince N stepped forward and grasped Shur's shoulders, saying affectionately, "You are already my fiancé. No matter what happens, I will protect you unconditionally. I hope you could trust me. Whether the road ahead is smooth or thorny, I will face it with you." Meanwhile, in Lilua courtyard, Prince Ning was waiting for the belated Muruashi. Inside Lilua courtyard, Muruashi, seeing Prince Ning there, asked him what he was doing there. Prince Ning got straight to the point, saying, "I didn't expect Third Miss to be so bold, flirting with her sister's fiancé right in front of her." Exchanging glances, truly his son, Ruashi's expression instantly turned serious. She quietly asked Prince Ning what he meant, trying to drive a wedge between her and her sister. Prince Ning said disdainfully, "Drive a wedge between you and Mu Shur? Third Miss speaks boldly. You know in your heart how close you've been with Shur all these years. Although Mu Shur seems like a different person now, it's not like you're that close to her anymore." Ruashi nervously asked what Prince Ning wanted. He replied, "Third Miss is a celebrity, so we won't talk about that. Don't think you've hidden it well. Your past with your eldest brother, your current secret relationship. I know everything." Ruashi's hands trembled as she asked, "What do you want me to do?" Prince Ning returned to his usual gentle demeanor. "Actually, I don't want rules. I think we want the same thing. Let's cooperate with each other. Let's support each other." Ruashi then asked, "You mean you want to use my sister Shur to become Prince and consort?" As Prince Ning, I must now use all means to consolidate my position. If Lin Yichen marries the Nangong family's daughter, it will definitely threaten me. I will make you Prince and consort, replacing Mu Shur. As for the road after that, it depends on each person's ability." Ruashi pondered silently, thinking this smiling face was hard to bear that I won't burn bridges. Prince Ning continued, "My words are here. Consider it or not, it's up to you." He didn't forget to continue provoking Ruashi to don't forget Mu Shur's current appearance. She's completely different from before. Such a breathtaking beauty. I also find quite appealing. He finished with a smile. Xiao Yinyang came out from behind a tree and asked Ruashi, "Wasn't that man Prince Ning?" Ruashi said yes. What did he want with you? He wants me to replace Mu Shi and become the princess consort. Isn't that a good thing? Xiao Yinyang was instantly ecstatic. Ruashi said helplessly, I'm afraid this is only the first step. He intends to use me as a pawn. If I become the princess consort, Princeton will have to die because of the marriage. Then the throne will fall to Prince Hanming. We will also be eliminated along with Princeton. He knows I have no choice, but there's still time. Who's trapping who is yet to be seen? Inside the courtyard, Princeton was confessing his love to Shir. Shir, do you know? I've been thinking about the accident at the Prime Minister's residence that day. Maybe this is fate. My father forced this marriage on me. If it weren't for the imperial edict, I would rather remain unmarried than marry a man I don't love. Shir thought as she looked at him. The man before her was truly. Before he could finish, Princeton continued gazing at Shir affectionately. Shir, the first time I saw you, you looked like, I didn't bring you here just to repay your kindness. I also felt a connection between us. Faced with Prince Anne's confession, Shir didn't lose her composure. She knew she was no longer the naive young miss. Even disregarding the conflict of interest between the Nangong and Lin families, I wouldn't believe a man's sweet words. As Princeton moved closer, Shir pushed him away, asking him to respect her boundaries. Princeton looked hurt. How can I make you believe me? Shir, I used to hear that the eldest miss of the Xiang family was incredibly ugly and cruel. But from the moment I met you, I stopped believing those rumors. I only had one thought, to make you my one and only consort. One and only consort? Do you think I've never seen a palace drama? The script always has the prince making vows of eternal love before marriage. Then he's given all sorts of concubines, and it ends in tragedy. You're trying to trick a child. Princeton was dumbfounded by Shir's change. Shir continued. Shir is just a 15 or 16-year-old girl. She's not mentally mature yet. So don't bother saying all those sweet nothings to me. However, her act faltered and she started coughing. Princeton embraced Shir anxiously. Pull yourself together. I'll call someone. Before he could finish, Shir fainted. At that moment, Dai Yuan suddenly appeared before Prince and Your Highness. The Emperor asked me to check on her discreetly. Dai Yuan replied and then vanished. Inside Lingyun courtyard, after diagnosing Shir's condition, Wei Yanshan's face was grave with self-blame. Seeing this, Princeton inquired about Shir's condition. Wei Yanshan said, Ice-fire powder, yin, and berserk powder, 3 poisons have been introduced into her vital organs. These 3 poisons counteract and reinforce each other, as long as the dosage is carefully controlled and administered over a long period. The toxins will slowly accumulate in the body. Those afflicted rarely live past 18. And the imperial consorts are usually chosen after they turn 18. Don't you find this a bit coincidental? Princeton asked, furrowing his brow. You mean someone did this intentionally? Wei Yanshan replied. The one who administered the poison must be from the Xiang Manor, that's for sure. But as for who exactly, I can't jump to conclusions. Right now, the snow lotus can only alleviate the symptoms, but it can't. Princeton interrupted, asking, I heard that Do Shu Xiang is the true mistress of the Xiang Manor. Have you investigated her background? Wei Yanshan answered, I've already dispatched the Shadow Tower to investigate. Currently, we only know that she is Xiang Mu Feng's original wife. She's been with him since he was a mere city guard. While her origins are unclear, her methods are certainly admirable. For example, Xiang Mu Feng being able to marry the daughter of Warlord Nangong Duo was her doing. In my opinion, it's best to bring Mu Shi into the Night King's manor before she dies. It will be a waste of planning if she dies before then. Princeton inquired about Wei Yanshan's meaning. Tapping his arm with one hand, Wei Yanshan said, Isn't Mu Shi unwell at the moment? This is a perfect opportunity to bring her closer to the Night King, lest someone else seize the opportunity. Princeton asked Wei Yanshan with a worried expression, Is there no cure for this poison? Wei Yanshan replied, No cure. Princeton's face was etched with concern that she's still so weak. How can she endure this? Just then, Dai Yuan entered through the window. He reported anxiously, the matter of the jade pendant has been clarified. That day, Prince Xiao Yao did indeed exchange his jade pendant with the princess consort. The princess consort switched the tops of the 2 jade pendants, returning Your Highness's jade pendant to Prince Xiao Yao's manor. However, why Your Highness's jade pendant ended up in the princess consort's hands is beyond my understanding. Enraged, Princeton said, Stop speculating. Find a solution or you'll lose your position. Elsewhere, Imperial Physician Lin hurried into Concubine Zhao's courtyard. He completely ignored Concubine Liu, who greeted him. She offered him a cup of water to calm his nerves. After drinking the water, he hurriedly told Concubine Xiao what had happened. He stammered, "Prince Han secretly brought someone to treat Mu Shishir. She, because of long-term poisoning, won't live past 18. Oh really? So what? Concubine Xiao said indifferently. Imperial Physician Lin slammed the cup on the table in frustration. Don't forget, he reminded Concubine Xiao, the ice fire powder you took from me back then. Hearing these words, Concubine Xiao finally lost her composure. What do you mean by that? The ice fire powder isn't fatal, it only weakens the body. Don't tell me the medicine you gave me was fake. How was that possible? Imperial Physician Lin said, his face betraying his guilt. My dear, Concubine Xiao warned, you must keep this matter to yourself. Princeton has already caught wind of it. We won't be safe for long. We must be extremely careful with Imperial Physician Lin. With the eldest Miss's sudden change in appearance, Princeton will definitely investigate this matter further. We must be vigilant. After they finished speaking, the two were about to get closer, but a cough interrupted them. Seeing the newcomer, both of their faces turned awkward. Concubine Xiao asked awkwardly, Ruashi, why are you? Ruashi simply looked at Concubine Xiao and said, Mother, Ruashi is not child. You don't need to hide your little secrets from me. In fact, Ruashi had already guessed that it was her mother who had poisoned Shishir. There's no need to worry. Even if they find out what poison Shishir has been afflicted with, it won't be traced back to us. They will suspect Do Shuxiang first. Even if something goes wrong, Ruashi will find a way to help you. Mother, you don't have to worry so much. After Ruashi finished speaking, Concubine Xiao felt relieved. Imperial Physician Lin couldn't help but praise Ruashi's intelligence. Imperial Physician Lin, you flatter me. Ruashi is already 16, but Mother always treats Ruashi like a child. However, what I know is far more than you think. In the Imperial Palace, the Emperor and Prime Minister Mu were having a private conversation. He was quite displeased with Mu Shishir's behavior at the engagement ceremony. He was quite apprehensive about Prince Nan's military prowess and wanted to eliminate him. Immediately after the meeting, Mu Feng began to make arrangements. Inside Lingyan Courtyard, Shishir had woken up and called out. Dare and Chunner, the two maidservants, faces alight with excitement, rushed to her side. Chunner said, Miss, you're awake. You scared us to death. Dare added, Thankfully, Princeton sent someone to treat you. Shishir asked weakly, So what exactly is wrong with me? Hearing this, the two maidservants exchanged glances, unsure whether they should tell her. Dare buried her face in Shishir's embrace, refusing to speak. Chunner finally revealed. The doctor said Miss has been poisoned with 3 different toxins. They've entered your vital organs. He said, you might not live past 18. Hearing this devastating news, Shishir couldn't help but lament. It's over. It's all over. Other people get to slay demons and monsters when they time travel, but I only have 2 years left to live. But going by the usual tropes, I'll probably go back after meeting him, right? Just thinking about it makes me happy. Shishir comforted Dare. Dare, don't be sad. At least this illness isn't too painful. Look at me, besides being a little weak, I don't feel any pain at all. Dare replied, that's because the doctor used snow lotuses to temporarily stabilize your condition. But your illness, it can't be cured. Let's be optimistic. I still have 2 years at least. Maybe there's a way. Mu Shishir practically beamed. Seeing Shishir's reaction, Dare thought she had gone mad. She quickly asked Chunner, Sister Chunner, is Miss losing her mind? She's about to die, and she's still smiling. Yeah, Miss only has 2 years left. If she's gone, my aunt will definitely bully me. I have to find myself a good place to go now. Shishir called Chunner several times before she snapped out of her thoughts. Has Princeton returned to his manor yet? No, he's in the front hall talking with Madam. He said he wants to take Miss to his manor. Shishir immediately bristled. What did you say? That scoundrel is taking advantage of the situation. He knows I don't have long to live, so he's eager to bring me into his manor to solidify his position. He just gave me a bunch of disgusting confessions, and now he's showing his true colors. I'm going to confront that good-for-nothing Princeton right now. As long as I'm alive, he can forget about using my family to climb the social ladder. I'm so furious. Just as Shishir finished speaking, Princeton entered. My princess, you're so excited to know I'm coming to your manor. But it won't do you any good. Your parents have already agreed. I'm taking you back to my manor today. Shishir trembled with rage upon hearing this. Princeton continued, ignoring her fury. Now that your appearance has changed, you're still quite beautiful. I really look forward to you marrying me. That way, my efforts in feigning poisoning at Yang Manor and our fateful encounter won't have been in vain. Shishir was rendered speechless by his audacity.